Greetings all you maniacs, stellar minds, Manic Rhymes, and today I'm going to be reviewing Dark Souls 3. Now, I really like Dark Souls. I really like Dark Souls 3. I have not played the first one yet, but I will play a remaster for the channel. But Dark Souls 3 is an incredibly hard game. If you go into the mindset that you're going to go into this game and you are going to conquer it easily, you're going to have a very rude awakening. There's a reason why the Souls series is so infamous for its difficulty. It's not just the bosses, it's every single enemy. You may be really tough and all that, but the enemies are just as tough and just as strong. So, when it comes down to the mechanics of the game, it's very slow paced. You can't just rush into battle, you have to plan your moves. You have to be very careful. Although sometimes it feels like you're not planning anything, you're just doing it out of instinct. This is just muscle memory from playing Dark Souls. Every single enemy in the game moves in 4-4. So 4 beats per measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Except for the dancer, but we'll talk about her in a little bit. So once you get down this rhythm, when you boil it down, Dark Souls is a rhythm game. Once you get the rhythm, you can plan your attacks, parry, roll out of the way and get a backstab, do tons of damage, and easily crush any foe in front of you. This goes for the bosses as well. The bosses in the game are the gems, are the big cheese of the game, the big kahunas, if you would. So each boss has their own moveset. Each boss is unique, each boss is interesting. From the first boss to the last boss, they're all incredibly interesting, unique, and dynamic, and I love that. I love it when games have a bunch of bosses in it and none of them feel reused. So, after the first boss, you fight Vort of the Boreal Valley. He's fast, he's strong, but if you get under him, he can't do much. Next, you'll fight Curserata Greatwood. He is nasty, and you have to pop his boils. It's disgusting, I know, I hate him. But then you get to the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. The Dancer moves much more differently than anyone else in the game. She moves in 3/4, so 3 beats per measure. So she moves in sort of a waltz, if you will, if you think about waltz. The beat 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's how she moves. No other boss in the game, no other enemy in the game moves like that. And that's what makes her so crushingly difficult. Not only does she do a lot of damage, she's tough, and she moves a lot different than any other boss in the game. But if you're significantly leveled, if you know what you're doing, if you have friends, she can be destroyed pretty quickly. If you don't have any of those things, well, I'm just going to wish you good luck, because you're probably going to be throwing your controller across the room and out the window because of her. Trust me, a lot of people have raged over the Dancer, a lot of people have stopped playing the game because of the Dancer, and she is absolutely necessary to get to the end of the game. By the way, you have to fight her, which sucks. I wish you didn't have to fight her. But that being said, Dark Souls does something that I love in games. Tutorials. There are none. There are no tutorials. You get in and you learn through pain and misery. And I love that. It doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't say, oh, you made a little mistake, it's okay, we'll pat you on the back. No, you make a little mistake, you die. You roll the wrong time, you die. You don't drink an Estus flask when you should have, you die. You missed a parry, you die. It's a vicious cycle. The world of Dark Souls is not for the faint of heart. But if you're up for the challenge, I highly recommend Dark Souls 3. It's incredibly fun once you get the mechanics down, and feeling that sweet victory of beating a boss that has destroyed you over and over again. When you finally win, it's euphoria. It's amazing. when you kill giant beasts with nothing but with nothing but sheer vigor and an axe. It feels amazing. When you go through a difficult area that your friends haven't gotten through, and it's like, yeah, I did that. That's accomplishment. That's achievement. That is how video games should be. Yes, video games should be fun and they should be entertaining and tell a good story. But if they're fun just to be fun and difficult to be difficult, I love them for it. That's why I love Dark Souls 3 so dang much. When I first started to play it, I couldn't do a god dang thing. I was so naive and stupid. And now, I'm kicking the crap out of the game. The game's kicking the crap out of me, but, you know, as good as you will ever get at Dark Souls. If you play Dark Souls for years, you're still going to die. Like, it's inevitability. Death isn't a if, it's a when in the Dark Souls series. So that being said, I highly recommend playing Dark Souls 3. If you're up for the challenge, if you love medieval hack and slash, if you love magic, if you love a story that's in your interpretation, go for it. Go for it. Be cautious, Unkindled One. Be cautious, because this game will break you if you do not break it first. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment. And remember, in Trilby, we trust.